Hello, Blue here again, and welcome to another 2019 PCL preseason roster breakdown. This is video 4 of the series. Missed any of the previous videos? Be sure to check them out afterwards. Thanks for checking out the Console Pro News channel brought to you by Console Corner, and be sure to subscribe for more great Paladins and Smite console esports news and updates. PS4 NA will not be free this season. That has been the case almost every time, and for good reason. The native PS4 players either get high egos, quit the game numerous times, or lose to Xbox teams repeatedly. The few times native PS4 teams or players made LANs, they had to take a sub or two, or had Xbox players on the team with them. Recently, however, that has started to shift. PS4 players are getting the chance to play with those quote-unquote Xbox legends. Atomic Boom and Neil have been to LANs now with Onslaught and Elevate, and the Oni Channers gave Elevate a run for their money for the HRX spot last PCL. Heading into the 2019 PCL, we see some decent teams entering the PS4 NA side of things. But to stop all of that, your daily Xbox transfer is Miracle's team. We're going to call them the Transfer Gang, who are currently looking for an org to rep as well. You have a talented roster with Miracle, Skeppii, SirJamesParker, Soldierbot, and xWooosh. All have played at this level on the PS4 in the past. All have been to more than one LAN, and all have finished top 2 numerous times. xWooosh is one of the defending HRX champs and the top rated Frontline in the Console Corner Top 100 player rankings for 2018 at number 15 overall. Finished 10th in overall objective time in 2018 and also 16th in shielding with almost 327,000. He's a great main tank and can flex those offensive tanks when absolutely needed, but won't need to with SJP in the lineup. The biggest factor for me may not seem huge to others, but it'll be to see exactly how xWooosh can perform with talent around him without his longtime teammate Shu for the first time. SirJamesParker was quite a fragger back in the day on some mediocre teams until he found himself on Elevate. Then all of a sudden he was at every LAN and winning both HRX championships. He was a blaster, then he was a pure DPS player. Now he is that scary flex you have to be worried about. Tank, DPS, off heals, doesn't matter. He wants to win, but can he this time not on an Elevate roster? As the number 4 player in the top 100 PCL 2018, that's the question. He's never been with anyone on this squad except xWooosh, so he'll have to build chemistry with some of the best that he once had to frag on. Soldierbot hasn't made a LAN since Spring Masters. When you say, well, that was only 3 LANs ago, it doesn't seem so long. But not when you realize that it was April of 2018, and that's almost an entire year. He was always a great player when on the hit scan DPS and occasionally flexing to things like off heals Genos and such. Not making LAN, being dropped from Fable, and not competing for a short time, I think humbled him a bit, made him step back from his own hype train and hit the grind harder. He has become a better player, by far. If he had to face his old self, he would smack that version by light years. He was seen playing in the last PCL for 3 different teams, all on the NA Xbox side of things. And although that doesn't sound good, he did have some decent numbers and was a comeback kid. Can he continue his mentality into the 2019, back on the PS4, with a new squad filled with some former teammates? We'll have to see. Next we have Miracle, the raccoon grandfather of the team. A 3-time LAN attendee now, and has been with Skippy through it all. He has become one of the top support players in all of console Paladins. He's kind of like the console version of Spunky though. Makes the big plays, rarely noticed, always make it far in the tournaments, never goes down without fighting, and is underappreciated since his stats don't pop out. He'll need to continue his hard leadership, but shouldn't be so hard with this team, with 3 people he has been with for such a long time. Having xWooosh instead of Wonderful this time around may be a challenge first couple times, but xWooosh is smart and talented enough to build chemistry early on. And last but not least, we have Skeppii. To me, he's the best player in the world, with Prosper Logic right behind him, and is the number 1 player in the top 100. They both dominate DPS roles. Hit scan, blasters, flanks, doesn't matter. If absolutely needed once every blue moon, then Skeppii can tank, but with Soldierbot in the lineup, that won't be needed at all. Which means Skeppii can do what he does best, run around with miracle pockets, shooting the enemies in the forehead with stuff like Buck and Victor. Skeppii and xWooosh won Valencia. Skeppii and Miracle won Summer LAN. Skeppii and Soldierbot came second at HRX in January and Spring LAN. The point here is he's played with all of these guys except SJP and found a championship or went down fighting to the last second for one. This guy will not have any problems. All I can say is get used to that PS4 controller again because you're in for a long season, homie. 5 players, 19 LAN experiences, 7 championships, the best player in the world, the comeback kid, a dominant flex who can play anything, and the veteran tank is a tough resume to face. PS4 NA may not be free in my opinion, but you'll have a really tough time with these guys in your way. Tier 1 for the transfer gang. What do you think of the Transfer Gang's 2019 roster? Do you think they are Tier 1 or will they fall to another PS4 NA team? What team should we break down in our next video? Let me know in the comments below and follow myself on Twitter at RealBlueTV with no E in blue. Don't forget to also sub to the channel for more Console Paladins and Smite Esports news and updates. Follow Console Pro News on Twitter at Console Pro News and check out the website consolecorner.co to submit your team's 2019 roster. And last but not least, we also have an official Console Corner Discord and all links to these are in the description below. Until next time, here's a pointless fact. The average dog can learn to understand 165 words. Keep grinding, everyone.